Are you prepared? And I want to throw that back on me. Am I prepared? Is my family prepared? And no, we're not. But we're trying. So I'm asking you, are you prepared? Are you trying? Now here's what I'm talking about. Of course, we're going to meet our Maker someday. Of course, I'm not going to give you that talk right now. Although I want to throw this at you. A lot of people know who Jesus is, but they haven't made him Lord. And you know, I guess if I'm being real, there are times that I backslide on that too. So look around you right now. Look at how prices have increased. And whether all this talk about a nuclear war or about a grid shutdown because of electric issues, or if you lost power and if you lost your water, what would you do? What would I do? All right, so the rule of three is that if you have, let's say you're prepared. You have a coffee pot. You have to have your morning coffee. Well, the coffee pot dies. You don't have a backup. So you should have at least two, right? Well, the rule of three says you should have three, and here's why. You have three, right? One dies, that leaves you with two. One could still go haywire, you'd have one, right? So I think it said something like this. One is none, two is one, and three is done. Now let me elaborate a little bit more on this rule of threes in the sense that it has to do with life and death also. 3 minutes without air, you die. 3 minutes or 3 days without water, you die. 3 weeks without food, you die. So I want to discuss with you 7 preps or 7 things that I think you need to be concerned with, that I need to be concerned with. If you lost power for 1 week, are you prepared? We recently lost power for several days, and it was an eye-opener. If you lost water for 1 week, are you prepared? Am I prepared? Well, this is why I'm doing the video, to help me and you think about and get prepared. Then prepare for 3 weeks. Then prepare for 3 months. And then prepare for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. How about a year and then 3 years, right? First and foremost is water, and I've mentioned it. We have to have water. So, yeah, if your sink works, your faucet works, you can drink that, that's great. But have you got backups? Have you got bottled water? Have you got maybe a spring behind your house that you can tap into? Have you got a rain catchment system? And then can you filter that water? Have you got enough water for 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months or even longer? Have I? I might have enough for 3 weeks, 3 months maybe. If it was a time of drought, I doubt it. There's number one. Number two, food. Have you got, of course, fresh food is what everybody wants, right? But have you got food for 3 days? Have you got food for 3 weeks? Have you got food for 3 months? Have I? Now, yeah, fresh food is great, but if the electric goes down, how are you going to keep food that's in your freezer? If you have canned food, have you got enough for 3 weeks, for 3 months, for a year? Now, 3 sources, right? So, dehydrated also. You've got canned, you've got fresh, you've got dehydrated. Are you prepared? Number 3 on my list, shelter. And that's the one that kind of throws me for a loop. If our house were to burn, if a tornado were to come through, I don't have a backup. I have a place that I might go and stay a day or two, but I don't have a roof over my head after that. And Would I live in a tent? Would I have a tent? I don't know. So number 4, medicine or hygiene. So there's medicine that we need on a daily basis. Have you got 3 days worth? Have I got 3 days worth? Have I got 3 weeks worth? Have I got 3 months worth? And then have I got a year's worth? I can tell you right now, no, I do not. I wish I did. So hygiene in that would be like soaps, toilet paper, Clorox. Number 5, I think, would be protection. And that would go back in with shelter, right? But even more so than that, protection in making sure you're safe day and night. And number 1, if I was to break down protection into like things to have, would be a light. L-I-G-H-T, yes. A light can help you see in the dark. A light can let others see that you're home. Hence, maybe they would leave or not come in. Well, now we're not done with the protection part, but we'll talk about that in another video, right? So number 6, tools. And I would say tools in the sense of hammer, hoe, saw, basic hand tools if you lose electricity. But tools also in the sense of a grill to cook your food on. Doesn't have to be gas, or maybe one of those little rocket stoves. Tools. Number 7 would be communication. Now that's a broad one. It is, but with that, I would include in that neighbors, and or maybe walkie-talkies, and or maybe a CB. What about power? You know, it'd be really nice to know what's happening, right? To have access to a radio, to have access to a battery-powered radio at that, but access to a neighbor just for communication, to talk, to see, hey. Thank you for sticking around to the end here and for listening and watching. I hope that you have gained something from this, and if you have, you've enjoyed it, please pass it on to your family and friends. I do plan on doing a video for each of the 7 things that I discussed in this one. Hopefully keep all the videos around 7 minutes. I look forward to seeing you next time. I pray that God bless you beyond measure. Have a good day.